dime. Who won't smoke? Who won't smoke? Who gets one hoe? I'm the tip. My soul, everybody is a click strap, and they all go. Keep it stick, just like branch poppy, but I ain't a troll. On my mama, can't nobody out here playing for no hoe. What up, dog?
If you keep your eyes open, life will show you everything you need to know.
Now that's top tier manifestation.
Slander on the banter, just one answer, I'm an animal. Gorillas in the trap with them.
We fighting this alone or we fighting it together? Together.
Let's get it. Turn it up to the maximum, to the maximum, to the maximum.
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Yeah, turn it up.
I'm never leaving Brooklyn again.
On my soul.
What's going on, guys? RBG here, bringing you another video on Transformers: Rise of the Beast. At the time of me making this video, we're just 3 days away from witnessing greatness, and you'd think we've seen all we could possibly see in terms of trailers and TV spots, but lo and behold, Paramount has gone out of their way to release the third and final official trailer to Rise of the Beast. Just want to quickly say that if you're one of those fans who wants to avoid any videos talking about these clips and want to just go in with a fresh pair of eyes, I highly advise that you come back to this video after you've seen the movie. Also, to show my appreciation to the dedicated subs, I'm going to be doing a giveaway for the Transformers Limited Edition Steelbook 6 movie collection that just dropped a week ago. This is the perfect way to experience all of the TF films leading up to the latest installment in 4K Ultra HD. It includes special features on Blu-ray disc, unique artwork, housed in a fold-out slipcase with magnetic closure and a collectible decal. To enter in a chance to win, all you got to do is be a subscriber, like the video, and leave a comment on what you're expecting from Rise of the Beast. But yeah, guys, I hope you all are just as hyped as I am, because it's almost time to maximize and roll out to theaters. Thankfully, I've been granted an early access screening of the movie, so I should be able to give you guys my review a day before it officially drops in theaters. After the movie does drop, I'll do a breakdown on the mid-credit scenes, which are rumored to be 2 in total, and they were so awesome that fans couldn't help but pop in the theater to them. But for the time being, we're going to talk about the final trailer Paramount uploaded on their channel. And I'm most certain that this will be the last one, because the word has been out about Rise of the Beast being the best Transformers movie fans have seen in quite a while. Mind you, it's not perfect by any stretch, but it is for the most part a solid popcorn flick that has filmgoers looking forward to what they can see next in the later sequels. The biggest gripe that seems to be a universal one is the fact that the Maximals don't really have a lot going for them in terms of personality, and to be quite honest, I'm not all that surprised by this, especially given how stacked the robot roster is in this movie. Obviously, the Autobots are going to have most of the focus put on them, while the Beastbots serve as a supporting cast. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit disappointed in this. Like, considering the fact that this movie is literally titled Rise of the Beast, you'd think that we get a bit more shine put on the Maximals. This is their live action debut to the big screen, and if you've seen the original Beast Wars show, then you know that they're a very colorful cast that's oozing with personality. But it seems like this version of the cast is gonna be a bit more stoic and dark, which you can kind of pick up that vibe from all the trailers. I guess you could argue that since they've been getting hunted down by Unicron and Scourge for thousands of years, they really don't have much to joke about. It sort of puts me in the mind of the Transformers Kingdom series on Netflix, but if there's anything positive we can take away from this, is that what the Maximals lack in personality, they make up with their action sequences, which from what I hear are perfectly filmed and easier to follow compared to the Bay films. I also heard that Optimus Primal and Airazor are the standout stars of the Beast cast. Primal will obviously be the leader and sort of advise Optimus Prime on how to become a better leader of the Autobots while adapting to their new lives on Earth, and apparently Airazor will be the Maximal's second in command and the voice of reason. We got an awesome video on the Paramount Pictures channel called Meet the Maximals that gives you a general idea of what their personalities consist of.
Roll out!
We've seen the Maximals in graphic novels, and we've seen them in the cartoon, but we have never seen them in live action.
We took an oath to protect the universe.
He's a really larger-than-life, likable character.
There is more to us than meets the eye.
Airazor carries this sense of regalness with her, but at the same time, she's a fighter.
What up, done? Let's get it.
And as you hear, this pretty much confirms the statement of Optimus Primal and Airazor being the more standout members of the Maximals. Something else that backs up this is the fact that they're the only 2 Beast members we've heard in all of the trailers. Like, we have yet to hear Rhinox or Cheetor say anything in these trailers. Anyways, as you hear, Optimus Primal is described as a larger-than-life and likable character. He has the weight of the world on his shoulder as he strives to protect the remainder of his Maximal faction, and I say the word remainder because their planet could have possibly been destroyed by Unicron along with their former leader. A lot of you have probably already seen this awesome shot of what looks to be Optimus Primal retracting these arm blades as he prepares to fight Scourge, and if you thought this was the Big Bot himself, you were sorely mistaken, because apparently this is the former Maximal leader, Ape Link. Although they share the same animal alt modes, there are some differences such as the eye color. If you notice, Primal and the rest of the Maximals have green eyes, which is probably due to multiple factors such as being up in age as well as going on without Energon for so long. But this gorilla has these orange yellowish colored eyes. Another indication that they're entirely different characters is the fact that this version has a more chrome looking body with little to no skin and fur going along his chest and arms. Anyway, similar to the movie, Ape Link is basically a recolor of Transmetal Optimus Primal in the comics, except he doesn't really like indulging in combat if he doesn't have to. He's more so a scientist who uses his high intellect to outwit his enemies. I'm not sure if that'll be the case for this version of the character, but it's just awesome that the writers even thought to include him in the first place because he's so obscure. Anyways, I have a nagging suspicion that Ape Link will basically sacrifice himself to help the other Maximals escape. That'll most likely be the driving force behind Optimus Primal seeking revenge on Scourge later on in the film. Some fans have pointed out that Scourge probably takes the arm blades as a souvenir because if you notice, he has a collection of logos belonging to different robot factions, and you can see him wielding similar looking blades in some of the trailers and TV spots. Rumor has it that he's serving Unicron because of how much power Unicron grants him for finding the Chaos Bringer planets to devour, as you can see in this one scene where he's consuming this world. Many of you guys were asking if this was the Earth because it looks an awful lot like it, but I don't think the writers are bold enough to kill off the humans this early in this new canon they're establishing. I'm pretty sure this is the planet the Maximals were inhabiting shortly before Scourge came after them and killed Ape Link. If you look closely, you can see that the layout looks sort of like this techno-organic thing, meaning it has a mixture of different Cybertronian and Earth-based elements. There are these cracked mountains that have this glowing blue substance in them, which is probably some form of Energon. But moving on, we hear about Airazor having this regal vibe, and apparently she'll be providing exposition by way of narration. I find it funny that out of all the robots in the movie, we have yet to see what her robot mode will look like in action, even though there's a toy for it. So I'm hoping she doesn't just stay in beast mode throughout the entire movie. Anyways, she'll also be the first Maximal who's more open to the idea of trusting the Autobots to fight alongside them against Scourge. In multiple trailers, they mentioned this thing called the Key, which is more than likely the MacGuffin they need to access some trans-warping device to get them back to Cybertron. Like, that's usually the case whenever the Beast cast is involved. There's always the element of time travel by way of trans-warping, which I'm pretty sure Unicron will be doing in this film. But moving on, we gotta talk about the two new scenes we got of Rhinox and Cheetor. Two fan favorites who should have a lot going on in terms of their unique personalities, but as mentioned earlier, they're mainly just there to serve as these cool robots that bring on the action.
Rhinox is a beast.
Almost indestructible.
As you hear, they're basically confirming that Rhinox will be an indestructible beast in this film, which is about what he originally was in the Beast Wars cartoon, but it seems like we won't see that other side of him, which is this warrior who's not only strong, but highly intelligent. In most cases, he's a stationary character that prefers to stay at the Maximal base to serve as the resident technician, but it looks like he'll be out there on the battlefield using what looks to be a giant hammer. Last but certainly not least, we got Cheetor, who Anthony Ramos describes simply as the man. Once again, another indication that there won't be much to write about in terms of their personalities. It's more so going to be about the capabilities. He probably won't be that young and overzealous cat we love to cheer for. He'll just be lightning fast while in his beast mode and a super skilled fighter, as seen in this awesome moment where he uses his staff that can split into two melee weapons. But even though we won't be getting much of these characters in terms of their personality traits, I firmly believe that we could see it when the Beast era cast gets their own film in the form of a sequel later on down the line. But anyways, we gotta go over a few scenes from the final trailer. I say a few because the trailer mainly consisted of moments we've already been seeing in all the different TV spots, but we do get a better look and idea of things we saw in previous TV spots and trailers. The first thing you may notice is these mini pods coming into the Earth's orbit. If you remember, we saw Bumblebee shooting them as he did that epic skydive from Stratosphere in the second trailer. We see them being shot in droves by whom I'm assuming is Unicron, because we see him piercing through space as if he's coming from a different dimension. And these mini-pods prove to be destructive, as seen when one crashes into Wheeljack and RC during the big battle. And if you look closely, you'll notice that it's the Terracon Freezer, which is this mini-bot that comes in hordes and transforms into weapon artillery for Scourge and his fellow Terracons. So they're basically going to be these weaponizers. We see them again in a later shot chasing Noah and Elena in what looks to be a museum, which will most likely have the key they're looking for. But moving on, we get a better look at the aerial Autobot Stratosphere in his robot mode. He looks like he's going to be fairly similar to that of Jetfire, where he's this older robot who helps the Autobots get to Peru. As mentioned earlier, we see Bumblebee jump from Stratosphere, where he proceeds to shoot the mini-pods out of the sky. We also get a shot of him about to collide head-on with the Terracon Fembot Nightbird as he draws closer to the ground. The next shot we see is the fight between Ape Link and Scourge, which we already know how that's going to go. Scourge is totally taking the W in that battle. Fast forward and we see Scourge and Optimus Prime engaging in a high-speed battle where we see the red and blue Robo Jesus land a good shot on Scourge. And that's pretty much it, guys. As mentioned earlier, there weren't that many shots that we haven't already seen, which is why I thought it would be best to include the Meet the Maximals video as well. But anyways, what are your thoughts on all these things? Are you bummed about the details of the Maximals not having that much personality? Or are you optimistic about their future in later sequels? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I ask you to like or dislike the video. It don't have to be a thumbs up, you can give me a thumbs down if you want to. But if you truly enjoyed this video, it would help me out tremendously if you shared it with all your friends and followers on all the different social media outlets. Sharing is caring. But this is your boy RBG signing out on another video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.